Another movie, another bomb. DisneyWoke decides to check boxes and fails epically.
Everything woke turns to shit. Okay.
And Black Friday, what it is, it's not what it was.
I told you so. Just doesn't quite say it.
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this is what's next. Hey, what's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo here, another episode of What's Next, your daily dose. Happy Sunday, football day, and of course, this is the weekend edition. Well, in other news, Disney lays a massive egg, a nuclear bomb of epic proportions in regards to box checking in their latest movie, and of course, Black Friday is not what it used to be. Let's take a look. This comes out of Post Millennial. Disney's Strange World bombs slammed for minor-themed alphabet content. Quote, if I want to teach my children about sex and sexual preferences at 7 or 8, I would do it in my house. I don't need a Disney movie. Stop making everything sexual. It's unbelievable. Disney's newest animated film, Strange Worlds, was released over Thanksgiving Day weekend and bombed at the box office like a nuke, while viewers expressing outrage at the movie's far-left agenda, including sexualized content aimed at children. Yes, of course, Disney and its continuing groomer themes. According to Variety, Strange World, which cost $180 million to make, market grossed $800,000 in Tuesday previews, immediately disavowing initial estimates that the film would gross over $40 over the long holiday weekend. As of Saturday, the film earned only $12 million, and of course that according to Box Office Mojo. While Variety calls the film release disappointing, according to the Wrap, it's a historic bomb, many attributing its failure to the far-left agenda and its contempt for its audience. Disney's new movie, Strange World, is flopping at the box office, earning $24 million in 5 days against a $180 million budget. Mainstream creatives don't care about these projects being successful as long as they can push the agenda, ram it down your throats, and don't give two fucks. But I just added that, but the actual comment was made by Eric July, i.e., of course, better known as Young Ripper. Disney's new movie, Strange World, flopping at the box office, $24 million, 5 days, a $180 million budget. Mainstream creatives don't care about these projects being successful as long as they can spite the audience and their ideological enemies. But let's hear a little Tucker.
These are Democrats in the Florida legislature. Notice they are on the verge of tears as they learn that the Disney Corporation might have to pay taxes.
Love it.
The clerk will unlock the machine and members will proceed to vote. Clerk will lock the machine, announce the vote.
68 yeas, 38 nays, Mr. Speaker.
Show the bill passes.
Boom.
You may have sensed that the Democratic Party over the last decade or so has been captured by corporate interests.
Screeching,
but
the
you
reeing,
never thought that you would hear on the
pearl
floor of the state
clutching,
legislature,
panties
Democrats
bunching,
scream with
rectums
anguish
clenching.
at the idea that a big company
So
would have
good.
to pay its taxes. Unbelievable, but now very clear. What's going on here? Well, there are a lot of things. Here's one. Disney spends millions of dollars electing lawmakers in the state of Florida, but those lawmakers couldn't do their job in this case. They couldn't act on Disney's behalf. The law passed, and DeSantis signed it into law this afternoon.
Now, as we all know, Strange Worlds is not the only Disney to check boxes and bomb. Remember Lightyear? This out of Breitbart. Disney's Woke Lightyear bombs all over the world, and of course, this was earlier this year. So the child groomers at Walt Disney Company decided to gay up the Toy Story franchise, and it not only laid an egg here in America, but it bombed like a nuke all over the world. Gee, what a shocker. The experts who watched the box office said Lightyear would gross 70 to 85 million domestic and do another 50 to 60 offshore for a worldwide opening of 135. Instead, the gayed up Toy Story origin crash landed with a 51 million opening and an additional 34 offshore for a pathetic 85.6 million. In other words, Lightyear's worldwide haul equal to that was supposed to be a domestic haul, and that is what you call a big time flopperoo. Now we go from that to this. This comes out, Breitbart. Black Friday disappoints thin crowds and desolate stores. Now, before we go into the story, let's take a trip in the way back to how Black Friday used to be. Here.
Urban Outfitters riot, Thousand Oaks.
This will crystallize
Before
what Black
Urban
Fridays
Outfitters
used to
was
be.
even open for Black Friday in 2011, the Thousand Oaks Mall in California was packed with shoppers. The mass of people remained surprisingly calm, at least until the first employee walked by the gate.
Ah, the memories.
The initial shouting had a note of celebration, but the mob's screams became deafening as they rushed through the entrance.
Here comes the tsunami. Woo! Oh my gosh. This comes out of Breitbart. Black Friday disappoints thin crowds and desolate stores. The busiest shopping day of the year is not as busy as retailers had hoped. Across the U.S., shopping malls are seeing only thin crowds, according to reports in business media. Inflation and depressed consumer sentiment have appeared to dampen the holiday shopping spirit. Thank you, Joe Dementia. This comes out of Reuters. At Times Square in New York City, which was cloudy, occasional rain, employees were seen waiting outside for the stores for crowds that had arrived. Outside the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey, there were no lines outside stores. A Toys R Us employee was seen walking around the mall, handing out flyers with a list of Black Friday's doorbusters. Bloomberg. Around 10:30 a.m., Crossgates Mall in New York, and ultra-low-cost brands and higher-end, buzzy retailers had the most foot traffic, while the middle-market stores were desolate. Gap owned Old Navy, which is offering 60% off of most items, had a line so long that some shoppers turned around as soon as they entered the store. Athleisure, favorite Lululemon Incorporated, which only had a few racks of discounted merchandise, and American Eagle Outfitters, owned by Aerie, a popular intimate brands among Gen Z shoppers, also drew big crowds. Meanwhile, stores like Banana Republic, Macy's, Urban Outfitters had no lines at all and only a handful of shoppers. My thoughts. In regards to Disney, no surprise. Disney was checking every single box, you know. It's not just the woke box anymore. It's not the identity politics box anymore. All the stupidity boxes. You must make sure that you check all these things off, because at the bottom line, when it comes to making money, Disney doesn't get too far. It's not about making money anymore. As long as they can continue to spit out their agenda and throw it in your face, they don't care. Now with Black Friday, there were some, including myself, who said earlier in the week that I think a lot of people were going to come out. I think there was going to be huge crowds. I think people were just waiting for it. You know, after a 2-year layoff, you know, you would have saw massive crowds. But no, they just didn't show. Now, you have Amazon, you have eBay, you have Walmart.com, you have all the all the stores online who are getting their fair share, who are getting probably the bulk of the share in regards to the sales. And just like last year and the year before, it's going to end up being the case. But in a surprise, Jeff Bezos, owner of Amazon, was telling people in a recent interview that, yeah, you know that flat screen? You know that refrigerator? You know that big high-end that you were waiting for, you know, for the holiday season? You may want to hold off a bit. You may want to save your money. This is Jeff Bezos. Multi-billionaire Jeff Bezos. Owner of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, who's telling you, Mr. and Mrs. Consumer, save your money. Basically saying, because of what Joe Dementia has done over the last 2 years. And sadly, he thinks there's more to come. Hyperinflation, anyone? God forbid. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.